What up, YouTube? Friends on Google+. This is Daniel. I'm your host of Strategic Social Networking, and the topic of today's subject is Google+. For starters, what the hell happened to Google+? I mean, we're talking about a platform, a social platform that back just a few years ago, early 2013, was on fire. It was off the hook. I've been here the entire time. I have spent tens of thousands of hours on this platform. I have brands all over Google+. I have communities everywhere. And I can tell you, it's definitely not what it once was. And a lot of these media reports that we see coming out this last year and a half or so, stating, Google+ is a ghost town, Google+ is dead, just give up Google, Google+ is going to die. Well, you know what? There's some truth to this. And there's also a lot of misconceptions. It's, for one, Google Plus is not dead, and I don't think it's going to die. But there's some serious problems. There's some really serious problems that as the platform as a whole is experiencing at the moment. One is really poor leadership on Google's part. I think Bradley Horowitz, to be honest, was a bad pick for Google+, and I'm going to tell you why. For one, the guy's not even here. If you go look at his profile, he rarely posts anything on Google+ itself. He doesn't even know what's going on this platform. He's not even here. And from a development perspective, once again, this is the second time in a row that Google+ has had a failed redesign. Okay. Ask anybody on Google+ what they think of the new user interface that Google rolled out this past year, which they're still working on developing at the moment. And they keep trying to force on its user base. And anybody will tell you it's complete crap. Nobody likes it. Nobody wants it. They keep clicking a button to go back to the standard user interface because nobody likes it. I took a snapshot of it about a week ago and pinned it up at the top of Strategic Social Networking's community, okay? And in that picture, you could see I had taken it 1920 by 1080 resolution right here on this laptop. It's a high-res laptop. And half the page was completely empty. There was nothing there. There was only one post visible on a screen that's 1920 by 1080. I had one visible post. Our community logo, this was for one of our gaming communities, by the way, that I take the snapshot from. And the community logo was scrunched up in the corner. You can only see about half of it. The navigation section, you can't even scroll it, and it's stuck down in the left corner of the screen. And it's the absolute worst user interface I have ever seen in my entire life. Whoever Google has making the development decisions for this platform is just like a complete fool. I mean, this is a total train wreck, and it needs to go. They need to just revert back to the interface they had and just leave it at that. And it's nothing against Bradley Horowitz. I'm sure you're a nice guy and all, but dude, you ain't working for Google+, okay? I have tried to contact you personally. I own very large communities on this platform, and I've had tens of thousands of people voicing their opinions about what they think about the current and future course of your platform, of Google's platform, Google+, and what they think is wrong with it. And every time I try to contact this guy and explain to him what's going on and what people think of your platform, I get no response. And the guy's not here. I mean, he rarely posts on Google+. He's not even here. He doesn't even know what's even going on. We need leadership. That's the problem. This is not working, Google. Your leadership sucks. Okay? You guys don't have a clue as to what these people on Google+ want. You don't understand these people the way that we do. Okay? And I think to some degree, Google understands that themselves. And that's why they keep throwing people at Strategic Social Networking and our travel photography community that's just short of 200,000 members now. And these are featured communities. Obviously, Google says, hey, these guys know what they're doing. We're gonna throw traffic at them. We're gonna throw people at them because they produce engaging content. We're fully staffed. We have real humans. If somebody has a problem, they can contact one of our brand pages and get help. But I can't agree with the course of action that's taking place in Google Plus right now. And as a message to Google themselves and to Bradley Horowitz, if you guys are listening, I really, really, really wish that you would create some sort of dialogue for us community owners and us brand owners on your platform to help to grow your social network so that we can communicate some of the things that we think are wrong with your platform. I have listened to thousands and thousands upon thousands of Google Plus users this past year voice their concerns about what they wish Google would do. You know, why is the engagement so low? You know, why is Google no longer promoting this platform? You know, why did we build all these brands here? You know, if Google Plus fails, I stand to lose a lot. In fact, between 2013 and 2014 alone, I worked 100 hours plus a week, some months, to build our brands in this platform. And to think that it could all just be destroyed. And here I help Google. You know, I for the most part, I made Google a pocket full of money. You know, we've spurred people from YouTube to jump onto the platform. I have one community that's just literally just gaming videos. It's just YouTube channels. I mean, Google's making money off this stuff, okay? There's thousands of members in there. But man, there's a lot of bad decision making going on in the background here, and I'm telling you what, this new user interface, this is not the right path forward for Google Plus. I don't think it's going to work. I really don't. And you can't. Google's basically doing what Microsoft did with Windows. They're trying to turn everybody's laptops and desktops into a smartphone, okay? I have a touchscreen interface in this laptop, and I'll tell you what, I never use it. Why would I want to rub my hands all over a screen when I have a keyboard sitting right in front of me that I can just type out what I want? You know, mobile's great. I have a tablet PC. I have a smartphone. I do use them. They're great. I do play games on my phone from time to time. I text people and stuff like that. I have mobile apps. But that's on my phone. That's on my tablet. That's not on my laptop. That's not on my desktop. And I don't want you turning, our user experience on Google Plus into a smartphone experience. Okay? This is you guys just don't have a clue as to what the hell you're doing with this platform anymore. And I'm here to give you a wake-up call, okay? I have written articles. I have tried to contact Bradley Horowitz. We voiced our concerns to Google. They don't care. They're not listening. They don't give a damn about us like usual. And you know what? If I have to start producing videos to get somebody's attention, to get them to realize that this is not working, then so be it. So what is the path forward? I got to practice what I preach, right? I can't just sit here and tell you, oh, Google, you don't know what the hell you're doing, but I don't have any explanation why. Well, like I said, number one, the user interface, the development process it's a total train wreck. Okay, you're better off to just revert back to the user interface you had and build up off of that. And get the content to scale properly at all resolutions. And I know this is tough. I'm a web developer too. In fact, Google, I have had hundreds of thousands of shares from my website on your platform alone in the last 3.5 years. Yep. I've had millions of people read my articles on Google+. Okay. And it's tough trying to develop for all these different digital devices, all these different laptops, mobile devices, tablet PCs, smartphones, desktops. Now you have 4K monitors. It's tough. They all have different aspect ratios that vary, pixel densities that vary, screen sizes. You can have a screen that's 27 inches that's 1920 by 1080, and I actually have a tablet that's just a few inches wide that's 1920 by 1080. And the aspect ratios are not the same despite being the same resolution. So it's really tricky. I understand that. It's really, really tricky to develop for this huge multitude, for all these modern devices. I know it's tough. It really, really is. But right now, Google Plus does not scale properly at all resolutions, especially high resolutions. 1920 by 1080, it looks like complete crap. The content doesn't fill the screen. The posts don't fill the screen. Another thing that you did, Google, that really sucks is you collapse comments. That does not spur engagement. It actually scares people away. People look at a post and they don't see, people are more likely to get involved in a conversation when they see other people talking about something too. And collapsing comments and posts, that is not the way to go. One feature I did like when you collapse the post, it's okay, is the fact that it cycles through the comments that are in the current post at times. But at other times, you guys just collapse them completely to where it doesn't show any comments. And I just don't think that that's going to spur engagement on this platform. So what do we do? What do we do to move Google Plus forward? Okay, well, you know what? I have room to talk here. I understand this platform very, very well. Like I said, I have brands all over the platform. I've engaged with millions of people here. I have some, some very large brands, very, very large communities in the platform. What do we do to move it forward? I think in the long run, a lot right now, this is a positive thing for Google Plus and for Google and for users of Google's products and services, is that a lot of people from YouTube are rolling over to the Google Plus platform. In fact, a large portion of the new members we've received in our gaming communities over the last 6 months or so have mainly come from YouTube. So that's a plus. So the YouTubers, they didn't like being forced over to Google Plus, but now that it's being made as an option, a lot of them are. They do like Google Plus. We have a lot. We have, like I said, we have one community. We have a few thousand YouTube channels posting their videos. We can get 60, 80 posts, 100 posts sometimes in a single day of just gaming Let's Play videos and game reviews and stuff like that. And stuff that's going on in the gaming industry. So how do we move this forward? Number one, whatever you're going to do with this user interface, Google, I strongly, strongly urge you to get a development team together that can make the user interface scale the entire screen. Don't have empty spaces everywhere. I mean, this is terrible for user experience. I mean, you go and you load a community and all you see on a high resolution monitor, one post. The posts are too big. They need to be smaller. Okay? Another thing too is, what does Google Plus have that all these other social networks don't? Here's another thing that killed Google Plus that could possibly save it, and that's the fact that Google got rid of the games feature. And now a lot of people don't realize this. If you joined the last year or so, you probably don't realize this. There used to be games on Google Plus. Yeah, back in early 2013 to late 2012, there was games on here. Well, Google killed it. Why? Because they said, people aren't playing them, and we just don't think it's going to work out. So they closed the games feature off. That was a really stupid move, because we are at a day and age of interactive media. The modern web is one that's enveloped upon interactive media. We have things, eventually virtual reality is going to become a part of the everyday experience in the web. It's going to happen. Right now, it's making its way onto our home gaming consoles and our PCs, and eventually it's going to end up right here on the internet. So, what are you doing interactive-wise besides allowing people to share their YouTube videos back to Google+? What can people do on your platform that they can't do somewhere else? Or what can you do, what can Google do on its social platform better than what the other social networks are doing? Why did Facebook manage to prevail? Why did Google Plus fail? Why? Because Facebook has always had this interactive gaming element to it, okay? Facebook has managed to retain its audience because it's not just a social experience where people share, their favorite stories or what they're doing with what's going on in their current lives, and hang out with friends and groups and just post things for their family to see. That's not what it's all about. They go there because there's stuff there that's fun to do. They get to play games. You know, you got the Double Down Casino and all that stuff. And Google doesn't have that. We don't have an interactive gaming element here on Google Plus. There's nothing. There's nothing here. You got rid of it. Well, you know what, Google? You know why the games feature died? Because your games sucked. They were boring. Okay? If you developed, you know, decent games and not charge people $5 a minute to play them, they were ridiculous. It was like you'd start to play a game and Google's like, okay, please insert, you know, 25 cents for one additional minute. They weren't free, and I understand there's server costs involved, and you should charge people to play the games. What you could do is maybe have a couple games for free and then charge for the premium games, or to play an entire game like free to play, and you can have DLCs and stuff like that. There's, you know, gaming is huge. Look at Steam. There's only what, 130 million members on Steam, PC gamers. PSN now has 110 million users on the PlayStation Network. Xbox Live has close to 55 million. So you can't tell me that people don't love video games and they wouldn't be willing to play games in your social network, Google, because that's complete crap. All right, because they definitely would. So what we could do is develop a new built-in games feature into Google Plus. Here's one of the things that Google could do with that would really work. We have all these gaming communities. People have brand pages. People have profiles here. Why not create games that are embeddable right into people's profiles, right into communities? Communities could host games for people to play. Okay, our gaming news brand, Gamers Bay, which was born on Google Plus. Okay, if you go to the community, we have roughly a little over 13,000 members, and we also have a brand page that's connected with it. That's got another 12,000 whatever followers. When people go into community, you know what would really spur engagement and really work to keep people there and in the community, keep people on Google Plus? Why not have games that are the size of a post? You could literally pin a game in the community for people to play. This fits right in the window of a post. See, this is creative stuff. This is innovation that other social platforms have not thought of. Nobody else is doing this. Okay, so we're really at this age of interactive media, digital media. Like I said, you know, eventually VR is going to end up on here, but that could really keep people on Google. That could really get people to Google Plus and keep them here, and that could really drive us into the future. Because right now, I'll tell you what, it's beyond disappointing to see this platform fall apart. Engagement is just horrible. This year has been the absolute worst I have ever seen. Last year, there was a couple points in time I thought, oh wow, you know, Google, you know, traffic's going up and things are starting to get better, and all of a sudden, you know, we hit January of 2016 and this whole year has just bottomed out, man. It's just been down the tubes. You know, we're lucky if our communities get a few busy days a month, and then it's just dead after that. It's just dead. And like I said, this Bradley Horowitz guy, I'm sure you're a nice guy and all, but you're not even here, and you're not listening. You know, you're not listening to our concerns. And should Google listen to me? Should they be willing to listen to my concerns and those are the brands that I co-created on there? Yeah, they probably should, because you guys are throwing traffic at our communities. We're featured communities. If you go and you search for communities, bam, there's a travel photography community. They're strategic social networking. They're featured on your platform. You guys are driving traffic to our brands. Yet we have zero say-so on the course of action for this platform. All right, and again, you know, it's nothing against Google, but you guys, you know, Google understands information technology. I get that. You guys really do. You understand technology. You know, you're the world's biggest technology giant. You know what you're doing. You know, you've done a lot of amazing things with YouTube. You did a lot of amazing things with Google Plus. Okay, the world's largest search engine. They're making driverless cars. and smartwatches and all this other stuff. And you know what? That's great and all. But there's one thing that Google does not understand, and that's people. I'm sorry, you don't understand the people that make use of Google Plus, not the way that we do. You don't get it. And it's the way that people, here's another problem with Google Plus. It's the way that people are connected. Okay? If you go on Facebook, when you load your profile, what do you see on the left-hand side of the screen? What do you see there? Your groups. The groups that you're a member of. Facebook is reminding you, oh yeah, hey, you know what? These are the groups that you're a member of. And you go, oh, you know what? I haven't been to that group in a couple weeks. Or since, you know what? I'm going to go back and check out this group. This is my favorite Mortal Kombat group or whatever the case may be. But on Google Plus, when you look at somebody's profile, they got this tiny little box. And it showcases a couple of communities. And it's just this tiny little box, like kind of in the corner. And it's kind of out of the way. And people don't really notice it because, you know, you got posts and everything else. And Google does a horrible job. The user interface does not do a good job of keeping people and places connected on the platform. I think it would be better off for Google to take the communities feature and put it on the left side or the right side of the page of people's profiles, so that when your profile loads, you see the communities right there, and that will help to push people to go back to the communities they haven't been to a while, or to go and check out and see what's new in their favorite communities today. They may have missed something from the other day or whatever, you know. But to hide, basically, Google's hiding the communities. They're not pushing people to go and check out and see what's new in them. Okay, and the other problem with Google Plus and with this user interface is that when you load your profile, the first thing you see when you load onto Google Plus is your home screen. Okay, well, the thing with that is, in order to get back to the home screen and to see all your followers, all the people you're following, to see their posts, you have to go up to the left side of the page and you have to click home. Well, if I'm on my profile, you know, why make me go through extra steps? Why not just have a link right here, okay, like on the navigation section. I'm looking at my profile right now and it says about, posts. You have an about section, posts, collections, photos, videos, plus one's reviews. Why not have a link right here that says home? This says home screen. See, the problem is you're not bringing people together. You're pushing them apart, Google. You're dividing people. And if I look at the left side of the screen right now, okay, on Google Plus, there's nothing here. It's totally empty. There's a note at the bottom. Try the new Google Plus, which forget about that. Yeah, I would be more likely to try eating a piece of dog poop in the backyard than I would your new user interface, Google. No offense, but there's nothing here. It's totally empty. Why not make a list on the left side or the right side of the page on people's profiles where they can see the communities that they're a member of and include the community banner in there, so that people can see that. See, this is not rocket science, okay? It's called making effective use of space, and it's something that Google is not. You're not doing a very good job of. I mean, this is terrible. You know, I mean, and like I said, you know, I'm sure Bradley Horowitz is a nice guy. Yeah, maybe the developers are, but you guys don't have a clue. You know, the leadership here just sucks. This is not working. Okay, something needs to happen with this platform. So either Bradley, you know, as a message to you, Bradley, I am totally open to talking about my concerns and our concerns and the platform's concerns with you personally, or with those, you know, that do the development process here from Google, so that we can find a better way to move this platform forward. Because right now, I'm going to be honest with you, this isn't a matter of my opinion. This is a matter of fact. You guys aren't taking steps forward. You're taking 10 steps back with this new user interface and not keeping people connected. Like I said, there's no link here to view my home screen. I have to go and hover over this menu and then click it. There's nothing on the left or the right side of the page from my profile. There's nothing here. You could have a whole list of communities on the left side of the page. On the right side of the page, you could have a whole list of collections for people to view. There's nothing here. It's totally empty. Either way it goes, I really hope that at some point Google will pull its head out of its ass and realize that this is not working. This is not working. And it really pains me after all the effort that I put into your platform, Google, to help you grow this platform to what it is today. I'm very much a part of this. And to see it all just fall apart. And everything I worked to build, all these brands, my gaming news brand, strategic social networking, we are one of the world's largest social networking organizations to date, which was born right here on Google+, just like Gamers Bay was. And it's just falling apart. And Google says, "Oh, well, Chris Poole's going to fix everything. He's gonna fix our engagement." No, he's not. He doesn't have damn clues what's going on here, Google. He doesn't. If you want to know what's going on, why don't you listen to us? Why don't you listen to the people that have been here all along? You think we don't know anything about your platform? No, I don't know anything. I just got a million people in my communities, but I don't know a damn thing about Google+, despite the fact that Google keeps throwing people at our communities. Oh, I mean, come on now. Wake up, Google. Wake up. Wake up and smell the coffee. This is not working, Another thing that's a really, really huge mistake with Google made with this platform was yanking it out of search results. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't really think that indexing and returning posts in organic search results was really the best way to go. I kind of felt like, when people are searching in Google's organic search, they're looking for an article. They're looking for solid information on something. They're not looking for short statements, okay? And so that makes sense that Google doesn't want to return that stuff. But you don't do a very good job of promoting things like profiles, brand pages, and communities, and collections. These are things that you could be promoting in your organic search engine, Google, that would help to drive traffic here and engagement to your platform. After all, it is your product, just like YouTube is. And that's the thing too. That's another thing. Google's making money from YouTube, and so they're putting all their energy and all their resources to YouTube. It's all this. Recently, they stated, hey, you know what? Hangouts on Air is moving from Google Plus to YouTube Live. I'm totally fine with that as long as I can still access my Hangouts on Google Plus, so I can still chat with my friends and so forth and stuff like that. I'm totally fine with that. In fact, I don't mind that at all. People think that that's a really bad move. I don't know. I'm gonna remain neutral on that. I'm not gonna say it's good. I'm not gonna say it's bad. I'm gonna say it's okay. To move it to YouTube Live. And it kind of makes sense. Google is really moving towards this live streaming type of becoming this live streaming type of environment, and not just a video sharing platform today. So that does kind of make sense, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you want to save your social network, your social platform, Google, you've got to start listening to the people, the brands, and the communities that have been here all along. One of your developers stated back, I don't know, 6-7 months ago, he stated, we've been listening, and this is, we're listening to your concerns, and this is what we've done. And yeah, you guys aren't listening to us. Who are you listening to? Who are you listening to? I had thousands. When Google first rolled out the new UI for Google Plus this past year, I had thousands of people in strategic social networking saying, oh my God, I absolutely hate this. I don't want to have anything to do with this. Please tell me you're not going to force this on us. And then Google comes out and says, Well, we're going to allow you to switch back to the standard UI for now, but eventually we're going to move everybody to the new UI, and that just set people off. I mean, people are pissed. All right, there's millions of angry people here, and there's two things. There's two things that I want Google to realize. Okay, and I want the public to know about Google Plus, and that's that. After the first redesign in 2013, Google lost millions of members overnight. Millions of people within a few days of rolling out the new UI in the first half of 2013, Google Plus died for like 4 or 5 months. It was dead. It was dead. Nobody liked the user interface, the new user interface. And the platform actually, for the first couple of weeks, literally crashed. Yeah, I mean, there was hours on end. You couldn't even access the platform. It was down. It continuously crashed. It took forever to load. And people just said, you know what? Screw this. I'm going to go back to Twitter. I'm going to go back to Facebook. I'm going to go back to YouTube. I'm not going to spend any time on this platform because nothing works. It takes forever to load my own profile. I can't even view my notifications. Nothing works. So screw this platform. And those people left and they never came back. And to be honest with you, to this day, engagement has never returned to the pre-redesign levels that we had back in early 2013. So here we go again. You know, if making one foolish mistake wasn't enough, well, let's do it again. You know, if obviously Google didn't learn from its mistakes back in 2013. Here we go again. They redesigned the social network again, and guess what? Once again, people hate it. And Google insists that we can make it work. We can make, no, you can't. No, you can't. You guys don't have a clue as to what you're doing. You really don't. You don't know what you're doing. And if you want to make it work, and I think we can make it work, but we have to do it together. And that means that, the people, the leadership behind Google Plus needs to step up to the plate and start being real leaders. And you need to start some sort of dialogue with the community owners, with the brand owners, and with the people who've been here a long time and they really understand your social platform and they can really work to make it great. Now, I don't know about Donald Trump saying, oh yeah, we can make America great again. Probably not. But you know what? I do believe we can make Google Plus great again. All right? From a political standpoint, I could care less. All right, we've all lost our jobs. We're all freaking broke. That's just the way it goes. Another thing Google could do to make Google Plus an awesome platform and to really drive engagement here. What made YouTube so big? Let me ask you this question. What made YouTube so big? There is a financial incentive to produce high quality content there, to invest time and energy on that platform. Google, you have never once provided any incentive, any type of financial incentives for people to work hard, to develop brands, to develop communities, to develop content, to promote, to produce and promote on your social platform, Google+. You have never done this. I think it would be great if you open the doors to monetization with Google Plus communities. And I think that it should be done selectively, and I think it should be done slowly. And because you know what, there's Google Plus, they're spam. Okay, people spam on Google Plus, and I'll be honest with you, Google's spam filters on this platform are among the absolute best I have ever seen. All right, their spam filters can sniff out spam from a mile away. All right, they're pretty slick. But we don't want to give people an incentive to spam. And I think what you should do is look at the established communities and say, hey, you know what? If you have a minimum of 10,000 members and you are following our guidelines, it's kind of like with YouTube. YouTube says if you want to monetize on this platform and you want to produce content here and you want to promote a channel here, you have to follow our guidelines. You could do the same thing with Google Plus. You could say, hey, you know what? We have community guidelines. Well, we do have community guidelines here, and in the case of Google Plus, it's a lot different. Moderation is a lot different. Google Plus is heavily moderated by its user base, by mainly its community owners and moderators. Okay, Google puts a lot of trust in us. They say, they ask us, what do you think of this post? What do you think of this person? I mean, that's what they're flagging this stuff in a spam folder for a reason, to be reviewed. They take it out of the community flow, and if I tell Google, hey, this is bad news, then that's it. It's bad news. Google has figured out who they can trust on their platform, and they put a lot of trust in our hands. And for the most part, I think we do an excellent job. Communities, we have done an excellent job of keeping this platform clean of harassment, spam, and things like that. We've really done an excellent job of creating, a quality social experience. You go to YouTube, there's a lot of profanity and there's a lot of hatred. You got channels, bad mouthing each other and stuff like that. You can go look at any video, and you got people, throwing expletives at the other, the other commenters, throwing expletives at the channels, the video creators, content creators, and so forth. It's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. It's really, really hard to moderate that platform. I understand, because there's like over 1 billion people there. But with Google Plus, I think that Google already knows who they can trust. Okay, because look, I police their platform. All right, I have banned tens of thousands of people on here over the last few years, and I kind of have, a lot of the communities we have, and the moderators and the community owners, we have a final say. I mean, we tell Google, yeah, this guy's spamming. This guy's harassing people, this person's harassing people, they need to go. And Google said, okay, they're gone. I mean, that's it. That's it. They already know who they can trust, okay? There's a lot of very well-established communities here. I think that Google should really make a consideration to open the doors to monetization on Google+. I really think this would be, because a lot of communities are dying. They're dying. You have communities here that have 100,000, 200,000 members, and there's no moderation. There's no moderation. There's no one there. They're full. You have communities that are full of spam, and the owners have just ditched the moderators. Why? Because there's no incentive. It's a lot of work to build a brand in social media. Okay, and I know this from experience. We didn't just get 123,000 people, close to 124,000 people in strategic social networking just because they just showed up. Okay, and Google doesn't throw people at our communities just because we own a community. All right, that's not how it works. All right. We produce content. I am a blogger. I'm a web publisher. I didn't just build brands in social media, okay? That's not what I do, all right? I'm an information technology specialist. I've been writing about information technology for years. I write tutorials and stuff. We host online games for our gaming brand, our gaming news organization, Gamers Bay. So, we had to work to build these audiences. They're not free, all right? They're totally not free. We had to work for them. But that's just it. There's no incentive for people to work hard to maintain, to build and maintain a positive, ongoing social experience for the users of Google+. And it's killing the platform, You go to YouTube and there's a financial incentive there. There's a huge incentive for people to produce great, compelling content, to invest, and to engaging with the people on that platform. And that's what made YouTube such a huge success. And now we've got all these people from YouTube coming onto Google+, And I think that's a great thing. I'm really happy to see that. And we are welcoming YouTubers into our Google+ communities with open arms. Gamers Bay, there's a few thousand of our followers are YouTubers. It's great to have you guys with us. If for those watching this video, you're welcome to join us anytime you like. We promote YouTube channels, we promote gaming channels, and the Gamers Video Archive. But there's no incentive. Like I said, there's no incentive for people to spend 8 hours a day working to build their brands on Google Plus and to manage their communities with 10, 20,000, 80, 100,000, 1 million members. Now you just have communities full of spam. All right, with spam folders with 60,000 posts in them flagged as spam. There's no moderation anywhere, and people don't even want to post to them anymore. It really is turning into a ghost town. So I really strongly urge you, Bradley Horowitz, if you see this, man, I'm not mad at you guys. I don't hate Google. I love Google Plus. I love Google Plus. I've helped you guys build your social network. I really wish that you would be willing, open and willing to communicate with me, with myself, and my media organization, and those that help to run my brands on Google Plus, and those that create communities that help to make your social network what it is today and what it could become in the future. I really, really, really wish that Bradley Horowitz, like if you're listening, please do contact us. And as a message to all those that are, in a position of leadership for Google Plus. Again, I think the user interface has problems. You guys need to do a better job of connecting people here because it's not working. Like I said, you could have links to communities on the left side of our profiles. On the right side, you could have links to collections. With graphics. You could have the banner for the community, a short, small thumbnail. Find, maybe integrate games, have integrated games and posts and communities for gaming communities. There's a lot of great things that we could do to not just save Google Plus, but to make it the world's greatest social network, like YouTube. Okay. There's Facebook, yeah, but I've never been a fan of Facebook. I've always loved Google Plus, and I don't plan to leave. And if it gets destroyed, man, I'll just cry a river over it because I've invested tens of thousands of hours into this, and it just feels to me like Google just doesn't care anymore. You guys aren't putting energy into this, so yeah, I'm open to dialogue with you guys. I really am. I'm totally open to talking about what we can do to make this great, but at Bradley Horowitz and the development team for Google Plus and the leaders at Google Plus, you guys need to step up to the plate, man. It's if you're gonna take on a role of leadership, it's time to step up to the plate and be the leader. You got to act like it. Do your part. Open up some dialogue here so we can talk about ways that we can make this platform great, and we can keep it great and keep the engagement up and keep people coming back and keep new people coming in. And you can, like I said, we can drive engagement here. There are ways to monetize. There are ways to give content creators an incentive to produce quality content on this platform. If Google opened the doors for monetization on Google Plus, I guarantee you engagement would drive through the roof. People would, all of a sudden, every community owner on Google Plus would be making posts 10 times a day in their communities. They would be talking. They would be communicating with people on the platform, in their communities, on their brand pages, on their profiles. They would be looking to drive traffic to their communities. Okay? As far as spam goes, considering, because how monetization goes, people will try to spam. Well, Google's spam algorithms or spam filters that are in place right now, they know who's spamming and who's not. If you are spamming communities on Google Plus, if you are making the same post multiple times to multiple places, you're going to get flagged as spam. Once your account gets flagged, Google's not just going to flag one post. They're going to flag all of them. And they end up in the spam folder. And it's up to moderators or community owners to then decide what to do with your posts and with you. And if you get removed and if you get reported and banned, this sends a very bad signal to Google, and Google will respond by suspending your account. They will, and if it happens repeatedly, Google closes your account. You lose your Google Plus account. Okay, so there's no incentive for people to spam other than to lose their account. All right, and there's bad actors on the web. I understand that. There's a lot of bad actors, but I think that the spam filters and the algorithms that are in place right now would keep the spammers at bay. They do an excellent job of it right now, and if we were to open the doors to monetization on this platform, I really do not think it would be a problem. We might have to make a few adjustments, algorithm-wise, a few minor tweaks, but I think generally it should be okay. It should be all right. Hopefully, people will do things like read the guidelines in the communities before they post, and not, dump posts to 50,000 communities to try to get traffic back to their communities and so forth. Strategic social networking. Our organization, we kind of wrote, we were one of the very first communities on Google+. We rolled out a day after communities rolled out back in 2012. And the guidelines that we implemented, some of those guidelines I penned myself, are like they're like the de facto standard for guidelines on Google+. They are widely agreed upon policies and standards for what's acceptable, what's considered an acceptable use policy for Google+. And, you guys, Google, and I applaud you for this, you have built a lot of your guidelines based on, the guidelines the communities developed themselves early on. And I've talked about this in another video, and I'll probably end up mentioning this later on. But for the most part, we have effective guidelines in place and stuff. So we really could open the doors to monetization, and there's things we can do, like I said, to raise engagement levels. We can, make things more accessible for people to reach. Don't have it so that people are loading Google Plus on their desktop or their laptop on their 4K monitor where they have one post on the screen. When you have 10 billion pixels, yet all you can fit on the screen is a single post, not going to work. So you need to get your development team together, Google, and you either need to get them to fix this, or you need to hire a development team that's going to get the job done, because this is not working. The content should fill the screen. That's rule number one of user interface design. You don't want huge empty spaces all over the screen. It's not good. Look at YouTube. When you load a video on YouTube, what do you see? What do you see? Look at the right side of the screen. What do you see there? A whole list of related videos. Either from channels you follow, or the videos that are relevant or related to what you're currently watching. It keeps people on the platform. It keeps people connected. It keeps people engaged. Why is Google not doing this on Google+? Let's stop taking 10 steps backwards, and let's take 10 steps forward. Let's move this social network forward. This is, I really do have faith that we can make this work. But Google, you got to stop being ignorant. Bradley Horowitz, you got to step up to the plate, man. You really do. And you're the leader here, dude. You're the leader. I'm a leader too. When it comes to your platform, I built huge brands on here, and I'm glad you guys value what we do, and you feature my brands and my communities to the people that are just coming into your network. We gain, I don't know, we have, between our travel community and strategic social networking, we gain, I don't know, anywhere from 500 to 1,000 members a week, or whatever it is, sometimes more. And we have lots of other communities. I have one for coffee lovers. I have 2 gaming communities. We have one for GIFs. We have all kinds of stuff. Okay, we have a Bitcoin community. But just all being said, something has to change. And yeah, I used some harsh words in this video, I'm gonna admit, and it don't, for you, Bradley, and for the rest of the Google Plus development team stuff, don't take any of this the wrong way. It's just, man, I feel that I really feel that strongly about how upset I am with the way things are going here. I really think we can make this work, but you guys, we need to communicate. You need to communicate with those that helped you to build your platform. This is not all Google here that did this, and the world gives me credit already, If you look at who developed Google+, well, it's not just Google's development team, and it's not just Bradley Horowitz or Vic Indotra or the people at Google that created Google+. No, it's not. We grew. I grew, and the people, the members of my communities, we collectively built Google Plus to what it is today. We are Google Plus, the people, okay? And I understand, like I said, I understand that Google understands information technology. That's great. You guys really do, but you don't understand the people here, not the way that we do. All right? And, you know, it's like strategic social networking. I understand. I get these people. I can write an article, just get 100 shares. Even today, I can go write an article, get 100 shares, get 10,000 people to read it. You know why? Because I know what these people like. I literally create content based around what their interests are. All right, I'm not psychic. It's just I've gotten to understand these people. You know, every social platform kind of has its own types of audiences. You know, I mean, and you know, Google Plus is an interest-based social platform. Okay, then you go to Facebook. Facebook is a family-oriented social platform. Why? Not because people made it that way, because Facebook turned it into this family-oriented, friend-oriented platform. You know, Google Plus is more of this platform for intellectuals and for people who want to share and further discover their common interests. Okay, there's literally a community for every single idea you could possibly think of in the world. If you like Star Wars, there's a Star Wars community. If you love retro gaming, there's retro gaming communities. In fact, we have a retro gaming section in Gamers Bay. Okay, if there's an interest, there's a community for that. It exists. And if there's not, you can create one. And now we have collections. And I think that was a great idea too. I really do. I think, you know, collections were a step in the right direction, but it's not enough. And it doesn't keep people engaged. It doesn't keep people together. You know, like I said, right side of the screen, list of collections that you follow or that you own. On the left side, a list of communities. Provide people a way to organize them, you know, and so forth. So there are ways that we can save this platform. There are, and you know what, Google, it's in your boat now. It's in your boat. It's all on you, dude. You know, we can overnight open up monetization, fix the user interface, make the content scale at all resolutions, test, find better ways to keep people connected, and bam, I guarantee you, I promise you, Google, I will place bets. I will place bets. I will place bets on this. I will place bets that if engagement doesn't rise on this social platform, man, I'll take a baseball bat to my Cadillac outside, and I'll take a video of it, and I'll show it for the world to see. Because I'm telling you what, right now, if you open your mind to what I'm telling you right now, engagement will go through the roof on this platform. Monetization in communities, fix the user interface to keep people, you know, so that way you're not loading a community and looking at one post, you're looking at 4 or 5 or 6. Interactive gaming built right into the interface, so people can, you know, community owners can embed games for people to play. That keeps people engaged. Keep people connected. Better ways to access the home stream from your profile navigation, access your communities, your collections, and stay connected with people online. That is the purpose of social media. Okay, it is to socialize, to be social, to connect with people. That's the whole purpose, you know. And hopefully, Google, you're willing to open your mind, you're willing to open your eyes and say, hey, you know what, Daniel, I think you're right. I think we have this all wrong, and I think that, you know, we really do need to make some changes here, and there are some things that we can do collectively as a team, all of us together, to make this platform work. Many thanks for watching. If you're not a member of Strategic Social Networking, definitely check out our community on Google+. Follow our brand page to get the latest IT and social media news. And until next time, take care.